we shift focus to our most outstanding undergraduate. And to introduce the Robertson Award for that recognition, I'd like to bring up former Foundation President and current trustee, Tom Tiller.
Thank you, Ryan. Actually, we're in week 3 of conventions this summer, the GOP in Cleveland and the Dems in Philly. So enough of that partisan rhetoric. I think you'll agree with me that Pikes do it best here in the Big Easy. So give yourselves a hand. I'm honored to present our highest recognition of an undergraduate brother, which is an award named to honor Jinx Robertson, a 1970 initiate. And before I introduce our recipient, let me say a few words about the award's namesake. I knew the late Jinx Robertson, who served as advisor to my chapter at Virginia Tech, and was always intrigued by his favorite quote, which is the creed by which he lived his life. It went like this: "It is not what he has, nor even what he does, that directly expresses the worth of a man, but who he is." Jinx Robertson dedicated himself to Pike. He spent his professional career at Virginia Tech and served the rechartered Epsilon chapter as its first chapter advisor for 17 years. He became more than an advisor, really, to most of us, a mentor. He died at the young age of 53 when struck and killed by a drunk driver one evening while crossing a busy roadway approaching our chapter house. And this award was endowed by our Epsilon alumni. Every year, an exceptional group of young men are nominated, making it extremely difficult to select a single recipient among them. And I'll first congratulate 2 men who placed as runners-up. Matthew Whitaker from Northwestern State, chapter Mu Kappa, and Robert Noonan from Cincinnati, the Alpha Xi chapter. And Matthew is with us today, so Matthew, would you please stand, wave, and let us give you an applause? Where are you? Our 2016 Robertson Outstanding Undergraduate Award recipient is Logan Hirsch from the University of Central Arkansas and its Epsilon Phi chapter. Logan completed his degree this spring, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. His leadership roles in his chapter are extensive and have included chapter president, internal vice president, head new member educator, Brotherhood Chair, Interfraternity Council Rep, Chapter Academic Tutor, and committee memberships for judicial, fundraising, social, treasury, and recruitment. He was a 5-sport intramural participant and team captain for 2 years in the chapter, and also new member class president. Logan's many honors and activities at Central Arkansas run several pages in length, but let me lift up just a few highlights. A summa cum laude honor graduate, who's who among students in American colleges and universities, presidential scholar for 7 semesters, Dean's List, Hughes Residential College Honors, Department of Nursing Honors Program and Outstanding Undergraduate, IFC VP of Scholarship, Nursing Student Symposium First Place, Outstanding Greek Man of the Year, Epsilon Phi Chapter Distinguished Pike Award, and several merit scholarships in nursing. Logan has become Religious Studies Coordinator for his chapter and other non-Greek participants. I was especially impressed with all the ways Logan has been a servant leader by participating in chapter service activities as well as many activities beyond his chapter. These included Epsilon Phi Chapter Academic Tutor, Department of Nursing Student Mentor, Top Soccer Program Leader for Special Needs Children, First Annual Strikeout Hunger Director, Great Pleasant Baptist Church Food Drive Director, Leader in the Christian Campus Ministry, which was known as Student Mobilization, serving as a volunteer in many events and programs, the big event, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Nursing Student Association Food Drive, Day of Giving, Special Olympics, Susan Komen raced for the cure for breast cancer and Walk a Mile in Her Shoes Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Since becoming a brother, Logan has attended 3 leadership summits, the Chapter Executive Summit, and last summer's Academy in Memphis, all part of Pike University. Logan is a scholar, a leader, an athlete, a gentleman, passionate about service, loyal to his faith, and a true Pike. Remember Jinx Robertson's quote, "It is not what he has, nor even what he does, that directly expresses the worth of a man, but who he is." No words better describe our 2016 Robertson Award undergraduate recipient. Join me in congratulating Logan Hirsch as I present him a scholarship check for $2,500 from our Pike Foundation. Logan.
Thank you, Mr. Tiller. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would first like to begin by expressing my sincerest gratitude to Chairman Dr. Larry Lunsford and the members of the Award Selection Committee, as well as all donors who make the Robertson Award possible. I would also like to take this moment to thank my family and friends, the individuals who served as mentors and positive influences in my life, and my brothers of the Epsilon Phi chapter. Without their support, me standing before you today as the 2016 Robertson Most Outstanding Undergraduate would not have been a possibility. I'm very honored, excited, and humbled to be chosen as this year's award recipient and given the opportunity to share with you my story. My fraternal experience is unique in that it did not begin until the fall of my junior year. For the first 2 years of my undergraduate experience, I saw no benefit of Greek life. Similar to the majority of non-Greeks, all I knew of Greek life was what the stereotypes had me believe. This was large in part due to my own naivety and lack of understanding. Little did I know that most of my personal accomplishments and participation in the areas of leadership, academics, service, and spirituality as an undergraduate would be the result of joining this organization. On September 19th, 2014, I took a leap of faith and accepted my invitation to join Pi Kappa Alpha. The following February, I attended my first Pi Q Leadership Summit in Dallas, Texas. The first night of the summit, we were in the regional meeting and one member was asked to stand up and share what was going well for their respective chapter. As everyone else was mentioning achievements such as intramural championships, recruitment numbers, remarkably high GPAs, or service and philanthropic contributions, I stood up and said the only thing I could think to mention. Hi, I'm Logan Hirsch, Fall 14 Initiate of the Epsilon Phi chapter at the University of Central Arkansas, and we have great brotherhood. That was it. That was the moment I realized we were a bottom-tier, non-performing chapter. The next day I took 10 pages of notes because I found that reality to be unacceptable. I could not bring myself to settle for anything less than excellence. A few weeks later, the now Director of Services West, Logan Sager, stayed with me while he's in Conway, completing his consultant visitation analysis of our chapter. During his stay, he made a point that really resonated with me. It only takes one man to make a change. It only takes one man to step up and be a leader. I began to believe that I could be that one man. At the end of the spring 2015 semester, I was elected to the executive board as the internal vice president. That was the beginning of my relationship with our chapter advisor, John Tate. John has since then become one of my greatest role models, mentors, and personal friends. He put me in contact with a small number of alumni who were willing to believe in our idea of once again bringing the chapter to a level of excellence. One such alumnus was Matthew Brooks, Alpha Kappa 2004. During one of our many conversations last summer in developing an improved plan for chapter operations, Matt shared with me a piece of scripture that I will not soon forget. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29:18. At that particular moment in time, this scripture helped me determine what kind of leader I wanted to be, both for my chapter and in life. As a result, our executive board worked relentlessly that summer to develop and implement a long-term plan that undoubtedly changed the image, reputation, and caliber of today Epsilon Phi chapter. Most of our problems were rooted in our new member education process, as apathy and discontent were the only sentiments to be born from it. With the guidance of Danny Ryan and Mark Dozak through their series of lectures at the Academy, I worked unwaveringly to create and lead an alternative new member education process focused on academic achievement, and development of men of integrity, intellect, and high moral character in the absence of hazing. Making this change was one of the most difficult challenges I overcame as an undergraduate because I had to stand firm in my beliefs and my vision despite facing continuous scrutiny. When I found myself confronted with these dilemmas, I always fell back on the conversation I had with Mark, where he explained I had two choices as a leader. I could either listen to the opinions of my apathetic members, or I could do what was best for my chapter. In doing so, I can say with all honesty and no regret, I met every challenge that arose in my fraternal experience head on and always did what I believed best for the future success of my chapter. The resulting impact included an improved GPA, UCA's Most Campus Involvement Award, PICA A House of the Quarter, Spring 16 largest new member class, and 100% initiation, among other accolades. Despite these great accomplishments, I am most proud to have assisted the Epsilon Phi chapter in realigning its values and focus on becoming the premier fraternity and Greek organization on campus. During my 2 years as a Pike, I've accomplished feats and enjoyed experiences I never thought imaginable. I greeted people from all parts of the world and walks of life with a firm handshake. I developed myself as a leader, as a brother, and as a man. I pushed myself to the limits academically and professionally so that I may better serve those around me. I discovered a passion for educating young men to become leaders of leaders, and I challenged myself to rise above the status quo of a stereotypical fraternity man in order to motivate and inspire my peers to enhance their lives as well. Had I never taken that leap of faith to join our beloved fraternity, none of this would have been possible. For all that Pi Kappa Alpha has given me, I believe that I owe it so much more. Beginning this fall, I will serve as the education advisor on Epsilon Phi's Alumni Advisory Board, in addition to assisting with the continual improvement of recruitment and internal operations. To all members here today, I challenge you to invest as much as you can into the betterment and advancement of our organization. The insight and reward you receive in return will go unparalleled to any other experience. I know that I will always continue to seek opportunities to pay forward the same love, devotion, and life lessons that it has shown me. I am proud to call myself a true Pike, and I hope each and every one of you is too. Thank you.
All I have to say is, wow, there are some impressive guys up here. Thank you all, you honorees, for being here and for sharing your comments with us. We really appreciate it. And let's give one more round of applause for all of the honorees and thank them for being here. I want to thank somebody else today. There's a trustee who, this is his final meeting as a trustee. He's been with us as a trustee for 15 years, and he's grown to be a great friend of mine. He's giving us wise counsel as a member of the Board of Trustees, and he's retiring as a Board of Trustee member. And I want you all to join us in thanking Keith Ketchman in this large group of thanking Keith. Keith, stand up. Thank you. All right, so everybody who is 100% Phi Phi KA chapter member, or 100% Phi Phi KA chapter, we need one representative, is that right? That's correct. Okay, one representative to go where? To go right here. I don't know what that means, but come up here and somebody will herd you around for a photo. I just do what I'm told to do, you know? Thank you all for being at this luncheon today, and have a great time the rest of the convention. Thank you.